Hello and welcome to another Tuesday night Pell session while we can't get out to fighter practice. Tonight we're going to be discussing a new shot to put into our repertoire that we can then add into the 1 to 6 drill, and that is called a wrap. A wrap, put very simply, is where you throw the blade out, you let it turn over and you hit the back of your opponent or the Pell with the false edge of the blade. The false edge is the one that's usually to you. You don't normally hit people with it because you're driving the true edge towards the opponent. Now, the wrap is a very simple shot to perform once you get and master a couple of key facts about it. The first is the blade has to turn over while it's basically in line with your arm. And what this means is that if you watch my hand come across from one side to the other, you'll see the red tape on the sword. As I get to the middle of my body, it's flipped over so that when it continues on, the non-red side is there at the end. This is a key thing that a wrap does. The flipping over of the blade has to occur while the sword is roughly in line with your arm. The reason for this is that turning a blade over while the blade is in line with you is very quick and easy. When it's not in line, there's a lot of momentum there. That momentum goes all into your wrist. That's how you injure your wrist. Second thing to note with the wrap is that it's very easy to hyperextend the elbow. Hyperextending the elbow is where you allow the elbow to go fully extended and kind of lock into place, and it's exacerbated by having impact while it is locked hard. The problem with hyperextension is it does damage to the elbow, and you won't notice it necessarily on the first time you do it, maybe not even on the 10th time, but if you leave it in your repertoire where you are hyperextending your elbow, it will start to cause serious injury to you in the long term, and that's how we blow a lot of elbows in this game. So, what are the steps to throw a simple long throw wrap? The steps are, we are going to start with the sword blade on our shoulder. We are going to, with our sword foot, step across the Pell. So we're not stepping towards the Pell, we're stepping across. This is to get us around our opponent. We then let the sword at the same time fall from our shoulder, come out and around. While it is in line with our arm, we flip the blade over and then we pull it up into the back of the Pell. The motion for flipping over of the sword is quite easy, and if you just do these kind of grass cutting kind of swings, it's a good way to practice that flip over maneuver. You can in fact even think about it the same way when you're throwing this Pell, throwing against the Pell, is this grass cutter kind of motion to let the sword flip over. And you'll see that the sword foot flinging forward is also what helps power the wrap and bring it around. The second thing is striking true on the edge. Without a sword in your hand, one of the ways to think about this is that you're coming in for a hug on your Pell or on your opponent, and you're driving your thumb into the person's kidneys. So basically, you're coming in, big hug, drive that thumb into the back kidney there of the person or the Pell. And what that does is that ensures that the hand flips over and then is driving backwards and into the opponent when it actually comes time to hit. Start off aiming for the leg. The leg is a very good location for these wraps because it allows you to get past the bottom of the shield, but it is also a very easy one to practice to do that grass cutter kind of roll over to actually dig in to the back of the thigh. Once you are confident that you can throw this shot quite easily and repetitively, start practicing moving it up to hit into the back of the opponent there. We're not looking for a huge bend in that elbow, we're just trying to make sure that we don't hyperextend it, and we're just trying to do a small flick at the end to get that thumb and sword blade to hit well on the back there. Once you've got that going quite nicely, look to go for the head shot. The head is able to drop the top back down so the hand is higher than the actual tip there. This is an excellent shot for, again, getting past shields and dropping into the back part of the helmet. Once you have that fully down pat, and you can throw these ones at will, again, using that bit of a step to actually power it. There is another style of wrap called the sky wrap, where you do the exact same thing, except for this time you throw the sword directly up high, let it flip over as it's in the air, and you come back down upon your opponent from the top. So it looks like this, if you can actually hit the Pell. These ones are quite nice if you're tall. Even if you're not tall, it's a good way of getting up and over and getting onto the top of the helmet over a shield. But they are a lot harder to get used to if you haven't got this starting kind of maneuver to get the hand to correctly roll over and hit nicely with the blade, the false edge of the blade. It is one that will take a little bit of practice. Just through repetition, it'll get easier and easier and easier. I should show it from the front. So from the front, that's the kind of shot you're looking to get. The sword rolls over quite nicely and comes back on the opposite side of the opponent. Quite important here that when you're throwing these shots, when you actually does come time to hit an opponent with them, you want your hand to be on the outer edge of someone's shield. If you can't get your hand to the outer edge of someone's shield, you will not hit correctly. With a wrap, it will steal all the power, but inversely, if someone's about to throw a wrap on you, that's the way to defend it, is to move that shield, open it up, catch the hand, stop the hand from getting past the edge of the shield, and hence the blade cannot actually come and hit you correctly. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. Keep practicing the wrap and then have a go, bringing it into your 1 to 6 drill and see how you go from there. Catch you next time.